Okay, today is Saturday, July 20th, 2024. I'm making this video because I'm coming to realize certain things that's been going on in my life. Um, a lot. In 2019, I signed a lease with my ex-landlord. That was after his mother passed away in May. And I was living there for like 17 years. She passed away. I never had a lease. Things were strange about that lease because I kept asking for a copy. He was like holding out on giving me the copy. I was never able to get the copy. And when he did give me a copy, he just gave me like 2 pages and part of it was missing. Delay on that. Now, mind you, I have been trying to contact people around that time, trying to get some help because I was dealing with weird things. I made a video about it, and it was voyeurism. I was being recorded in the home. For how long, I don't know. Probably since the beginning, since I moved there. Who knows? Because I know the basement was wired up like crazy. And you just know how you just feel like somebody watching you. It was just weird when I was living here. A lot of stuff going on. Okay. I used to feel like people were coming into the home when I wasn't there. Like when I go to work, it would seem like as soon as I turned the corner, maybe somebody was going up the stairs. One day, when I went to work, I used to work the third shift, and I turned the corner on the back street. I looked, to the back of the house. Something told me to come back around because it felt like I saw the lights on or something. Go back around, the lights weren't on. Because in that neighborhood, everybody stuck together. Me, I stayed to myself. So people that was on the block, they've been there forever. So of course they had watch out, like, she coming back around and that kind of whatever. There was a lot of stuff. I used to have mail missing. A lot. Packages missing. A lot. One time it was for a long period of time where my mail wasn't missing. And it's 2024, and like when I do a lot of pondering, I'm thinking the reason why my mail was missing, most likely because of identity theft, because I've been dealing with that lately, and I'm realizing that is a lot. Identity theft, mail missing, phone being tapped, phone calls being rerouted. Wow. It's a lot. Now back to the lease thing. What I'm thinking, because like I said, I was experiencing voyeurism. That lease may have given that my ex-landlord a right to access my apartment whenever, because in, I believe, December of 2019, I had to go to the doctor. December 5th, 2019. I can remember. When I came home, Mind you, I was taking pain medication. I'm going to put that out there. I was taking pain medication. But when I got home, I didn't go into my room. I stayed in the living room. I slept in the living room because my body was tired, my body was aching, and I just slept in the living room. And I'm also kind of out of, once again, I'm taking pain management. I'm doing pain management due to back injuries, back surgery, lumbar fusion to be exact. And I go to the back. I'm like realizing some things are missing. I had sneakers that was stacked up on the side, and they were missing. Now, mind you, once again, sometimes when you're on medication, you don't realize a lot of stuff until later, which is what happened with me. A lot of stuff you just don't remember. And when people know that, they take advantage. That was the case with me. That is the case with me still. I'm not taking any medication. I haven't taken medication in over a year, since like 2023, maybe like around March 2023. And it's July 2024. So I haven't taken any medication. Other strange things while I was there, the landlord was acting weird and kind of like creepish. I'm gonna just say that he was acting creepish. I would hear stuff on the side of the house. Somebody, like, you could feel like somebody watching you, that kind of thing. One day I was in the house and I can smell smoke, like cigarette smoke. I turned around, I saw a flash of him. It scared the mess out of me. And then and then I turned back around, he wasn't there. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now that house used to be a one family. So I believe there is like hidden ways to like enter that apartment. Because like I said, things used to be missing. Okay. Clothes, underwear, shoes, money, paperwork. And bringing up paperwork, specifically lawyer's documentation. Why would somebody want to take my lawyer's documentation? My thing is, somebody connected with the lawyer, added themselves to my accident case, then had me removed from the case because I don't have any contact with any attorneys anymore. And when I did contact the attorney, it was like somebody else took over the case and that person is no longer there. Another why? Haven't had no contact with any attorney. It's like seems like a big conspiracy. like blocking me out of everything. My computer and digital products were tampered with. I believe they copied it and replaced it. Once again, identity theft, female and male. Like taking a place of me, connected with doctors, lawyers, whatever, for monetary purposes. And I'm stuck because I'm like, whenever I try to reach out help, is a block. So I'm out here like by myself trying to figure it out, and it's really, what could I do? Taking over my they literally pulled my phone contacts. While I was on the phone, I noticed. Okay, let me just back up. I had contacted the FBI due to the voyeurism, and that's when things got haywire. That was like, I believe, the end of 2019. Someone had a Facebook page of me. Don't know who and don't know why. How did I know? I don't have a Facebook page, but someone said to me, I thought you didn't have a Facebook page. I said, I don't. I see a Facebook account with your face on it when I had a blonde wig. Never had a Facebook page, but I do have a blonde wig. Pictures, with a blonde wig. Not a blonde wig, but crochet. Whatever. Blonde crochet. Now, the thing is, I've been having issues with my phone. Suddenly, just, missing. I lost someone. One day I had to. I had to contact. I was with Sprint at the time, and let them know. One day I was out, and I had my phone. Then I didn't have my phone. I don't remember dropping it, but somehow it wasn't. When I got to the house, I was getting out a vehicle, and when I went to go inside the house, I realized I didn't have my phone. So I got back in the vehicle and tried to go back to the area where I was at, and I started tracking it with my other phone. Tracked it to the place. I texted the number saying that I was outside, but it was no response. And then the phone would it had like they stopped, they cut it off so it wouldn't ring. Okay. Cause I was on the phone with Sprint at the time, letting them know, and they was asking me what did I want to do about the the phone, cut it off or whatever. I told them, yeah, they said, well, they're gonna cut it off and block anybody from being able to use it. Okay, I guess they did that. Later on, when I was in my house, something told me just to try to. I turned on the Google Find Me or whatever. I saw where it was at. Then after that, I wasn't able to see it again, to see where it was at, because you had to be connected to Wi-Fi. The phone had to be connected to Wi-Fi in order for whoever had it to access. Now, some years later, 2000, 19, this is when, after I had contacted the FBI, I also sent a letter to News 12 and explained to them what was going on and that I needed help because I really wanted to get out of here. Like I said, a lot of weird stuff was going on. Never got a call, never got any email because once again, someone pulled my phone information. They had access to information and pulled it. And that's when they was trying to block. They literally blocked me from getting for anybody contacting me about the story that I was trying to put out there. And ever since then, I've been pretty much how can you say hmm, pretty much blocked out. And hmm, excommunicated. Nobody really wants to address the situation I'm dealing with. Try to ask questions even. Nobody wants to address it. What's going on? What I'm dealing with? I'm having issues with. I told you I had surgery, lumbar fusion, and somehow I'm being remotely monitored. I had a temporary stimulator inserted in my back, but it was taken out. Now, whatever was left inside of me, I don't know, but people are able to access me. And most likely doctors and assistants or whatever, nurses. But then now seem like the whole damn city, they can connect to Wi-Fi, connect to my phone, and connect to me to disturb my anatomy. I've been punctured internally, literally, like somebody's messing with my kidney or liver or whatever. I've been scraped internally. Mind you, I'm not going to any doctor to for any procedures. And even my eyes, they control my eyes. I know with technology, there's so many things people can do, and that's what's being done. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. But the disturbing thing is when you even ask doctors, and you know that they know, and they won't communicate with you about what's going on, figure it out, that kind of. whenever I go into it. So it's pretty much torture, I guess, retaliation for me contacting FBI and News 12 News about the situation, and they decided to sweep me under the rug and entertain other people with their issues with most likely the same thing I'm dealing with. I'm considered a snitch. I am. Okay. Because my life is my life is in danger because of the hate. So yeah, I will keep saying something. Somebody has went out of their way to attach themselves to my Google account, bank accounts, any accounts, like I said, because they have my phone and they actually share it throughout the city via Wi-Fi. And they ride through saying things to me, saying things at me. Can't say to me, but at me, subliminally. Everybody eating off of you. They done stripped me of everything. These are the things that's being said. And to be honest with you, knowing that it's citywide, family knows about it. And but they don't know about it. That kind of thing is one of them things I gotta sit and figure out on my own. I kept hearing move, move, that kind of thing. A lot of slander. Okay. And as far as going back to that lease with my ex landlord, when I say something fishy is about it, I feel like it was is because on part of it he made a copy, and I noticed at the top it has Sprint. Now for an apartment lease, where does Sprint come in at? I don't know where. So he's, I believe, has accounts out there connected to me in my phone number, and is like wreaking havoc on everything that's going on with me. My hospital records, my insurance information, everything. Because at one point when I was there and I was like, because I'm there by myself. It was, at first it was just me and my landlord. I had an ex that was there, but we were done. And he he was like trying to intimidate me. I'm talking about the landlord. After I had contacted the FBI and stuff like that, he was like trying to show me, oh, you want to, because I had called the police before as well, because he was being weird again. Like I said, I would hear a ladder up against the wall. Nobody was doing work on anything at that time. And I had called the police because I was like, well, at that point, one time I was like, what the hell is going on? He was like being weird, him and another person, like in the back. He'll bang on a wall, and then I was like, why is he just being weird? And then I saw him running on the side. He grown man, older than me, running on the side, laughing and running to his truck. Okay. The time that I did call the police, it was he was doing work in the hallway, painting or whatever. But that like, once again, he was being creepy. So I used to have this wooden thing that I would wedge up against the door because I used to feel like maybe he was coming in there when I was sleeping and when I wasn't there. I used to feel so weird there, so weird. And he was also probably able to it was drop ceilings, and there was a way probably to get in the hallway behind a wall that I didn't know of. Like I said, there were most likely hidden ways to get into that apartment because things were missing. I would put stuff certain places, like under the bed, and it would be missing. How? How? And how do you know it's there? If I was there by myself. I've had jewelry missing, money missing, lottery tickets. It was like a scavenger hunt kind of thing. Like they see what's going on and they see what I have in there. And it would be there and then it wouldn't. I had a collection of coins. Half of those were gone. Inside my dresser, I had some coins that my grandfather had. When he passed away, my uncle gave them to me. Half of those were gone. I had $2 bills and a jewelry box. Those were gone. I had pocketbooks. Those were gone. I had tape up to like on my window, and I noticed that someone had poked through it and most likely pulled the pocketbook, or they did it to make it look like somebody from the outside did it. Who knows? Okay. Um, I'm making this video to get this off my chest because a lot of you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Anything could happen because I felt like I have been poisoned a couple of times. I feel like there were attempts made in different ways for me not to be here anymore. Because when people notice your depression and all that, people take advantage. In the neighborhood I was in, that ain't no thing to take somebody out. Well, in the city, period. Anywhere you at. When people are vulnerable, it's a lot. It's a lot I've been dealing with. Is the one that I'm still here. It really is. Because at one point I was really ready to give up. Nearly did. Which brings me to before I keep forgetting, I keep going. think talking about other stuff, but the lease part. Um, the lease. What I'm leading up to with the lease is that I believe it was also used for private entertainment for him to be able to record me and post it on internet or the World Wide Web, OnlyFans, wherever. I don't have any of those type of accounts. But when you have, he was at the point where he was harassing me. There was some way that he was. It was Mike's in the apartment, and he, him, and some other people were talking to me, and while I like when I'm doing something, oh, what's she eating, that kind of stuff, like really making it known that they're there to intimidate me to get out. Eventually, of course, I did in 2020, but it was just weird, and it was like a certain thing where they was like play it off like they was trying to help me at first. After this was after I contacted the FBI. Different people sound like supposedly maybe nurses. Who knows? I don't know. Because again, why I say maybe nurses, I had back problems, and there was a guy who had who was there. The landlord had drilled holes in the floor and flooded it out, and somehow they connected to my bed. Now that I'm thinking about it, how they probably connected to my bed was through Wi-Fi, or they had my phone, which I had a sleep number bed, and they were probably connecting it that way. I don't know, but they were trying to act like they were helping me with my back, my health, that kind of stuff. That wasn't the case. They were scanning my body for purposes of adult entertainment, most likely. I'll say that as well because on my phone there's a picture I took when I had got irritated after I had used Nair, not yeah Nair, and then later on I had used Vagisil, but then it was irritating and turned red as hell. And I have a picture of that on my phone. Later on, I've noticed on a certain platform there was a joke about a vagina, and there was actually a vagina that was pink, and that whatever. It's a lot that leads up to that. It's a lot. And now they're actually attached to me through whatever mechanism. You know how they have that they made a thing where you connect your lips to your phone to kiss the person that's not with you any longer that way. That's what they have done with most likely the replica of my private part. And they have been using that to attack me for adult entertainment purposes. Once again, I'm in my right mind, not taking any kind of medication. Just explaining what the things that I've been dealing with and I'm still going through. the harassment, the gang stalking, the MK Ultra kind of thing. All of this, the weirdest stuff has happened since the pandemic, where I guess it was like, okay, what we gonna do? Pandemic? She wanna call police? Okay, we gonna see how she feel. That kind of thing. So it's like a teach her a lesson type of thing. Strong. But once again, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. What turned out to be supposedly helping me, then it turned out to F her. She a snitch. Um it's a movie type thing. We studying you. Who, for what, and why? For their purposes. Adult entertainment purposes. People have been coming past collecting the mail like it's something they know before I do. And they come, you'll know, I'll know that around certain times people come around and most likely going through the mailbox. The neighbors, people down the street. A whole lot of intimidation. A whole lot. And I believe most likely in this area, there are sexual predators. There are people that's on a sexual, predator list or whatever, male and female. And I believe like the nurses or whoever they are, the handlers, they know what's going on. And this type of thing, study or whatever you want to call it, is known. So it's kind of disturbing. Trying to reach out for help because uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They they have a underground type of system where they connecting to the house. They releasing fumes into the house, shooting stuff through the ceiling, digging through the wall. The radiator is an old house, so it has the radiator around the wall, along the base of the wall. Um, Laser through the window. And they're over here doing stuff like reflecting into the house, using whatever I do and recording it as their self. There's a crazy person or a man, woman, they're using AI technology, the voices and all of that kind of stuff to intimidate me. So they got the mics around the room, they stomping and to make it seem like they're in here or they're whatever, slamming the doors, all that kind of stuff. Um, you know, things happen. and you know crazy stuff happens, but when it actually happens to you, to this extent, they've attacked my body to the point they turned my stomach inside out, upside down. The weirdest stuff ever. It's like they have a school. They, in the school, they're teaching them this type of, I don't know. They're taking nursing classes, actual nurses are able to access me, and or military, who knows, I don't know, but I know that, the hospitals know about it. I know that much. I know the doctors know. I know that much. they've they doing the underground, what you call it, BBL, whatever, because they shaped my body, and while they doing it, they taunting me, literally taunting me. You don't have no nice butt, wishing my butt was like nice and round. Always had compliments on it, but because people are so, and these are mentally ill people who are also most likely sex workers, and they women are catty, even men, so they do things if they don't like you, which is weird because when I was at my old apartment that I was at for 17 years before the son took over, he was doing stuff like um what you call the panel that you have for your the switches for your lights and stuff like that, the fuse box. He was nailing that shut. He was like, just think, because sometimes somebody if somebody don't like you, they'll mess with the thing. They was It was in the hallway, a light switch for the upstairs. You can turn it off and on at the bottom. They would always turn mine on and off for no reason. That type of stuff. They were I don't know. I really don't know. He was acting like he didn't know who they were, but he did. And that brings me to the point of when people don't like you, the things that they do intentionally to harm you. It was at the point they're capable of affecting your heart rhythm. They would actually poke me in the heart saying that's me, and I can stop it when I want to. Poking me in like my liver, and you can feel a slicing. That's me saying, and they say stuff like that's what you get. It's personal, real personal. And I had made a post on YouTube. They try to block that. I made a post saying how it feels like it's organ trafficking. Somebody trying to take, mess with my organs. And how they do it is, just think of Rwanda, where they was like, there's organs missing, but you don't see no cuts or whatever. They have ways. They have engineers that have ways to connect to your system, to pull things from your system piece by piece. How I don't know. They collect your feces. I never understood why I would go to the bathroom and at the same time the landlord would go to the bathroom, and you can hear the um like they adjust the pipe or whatever for it to flush a certain way or flush to a certain system. I don't know. That's, they collect your feces. They was collecting the feces. These are most likely some of the ways that they can collect stuff from your system, your eggs. Okay. Well, they call this type of stuff witch doctor and all that stuff. Now I never understood it. You believe that voodoo, engineering, nurses, doctors, they all work together, so they have ways to make it people like, how they doing this? Your body, electric, magnets. They use the old system, magnetism, all that kind of stuff. So push and pull. Don't know much about it, didn't read about it. I can only tell you what I'm experiencing. But whenever I do experience something, I go on YouTube and see similar stories. I understand. I understand. The cult type of stuff, I get it. I understand. Group type of stuff, I get it. I understand. It's made to look like they're helping you. They're helping you to help themselves for the most part. Keeping you comfortable. Because if they was trying to, like I said, I've had money taken, clothes taken, shoes taken, damn near my life taken through poison, which I feel. And while I was there at my old place, October 3rd, 4th, 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear tap, 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 tap in the ceiling. But, it seemed like the light fixture. Then I hear something roll and drop on the side of, of my of the wall where my bed was next to. Got up. I'm like, what the hell? I tried to look and see what was going on. Was it that time? I One time I got up on the bed and I had my phone, two phones, and I tried to record something because I was hearing stuff, above me in the ceiling. I felt like somebody was pushing down for me not to be able to record what I was hearing above. That's why I say there was like compartments in that place. It was a family home, so they may have had secret ways, and the way things were constructed, like And sometimes I would feel a cold breeze out of nowhere through the closet in the bedroom, up above. There's an attic, but nobody lived there. Sometimes you would hear something like feet. One time, a landlord, the mother, she said something about it, which I never even mentioned. Now, mind you, I'm on the second floor, she on the first. Don't it sound like somebody be walking up, like upstairs? Do you hear that? I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, I'm thinking like it's next door or something like that. Because in the front room, there's an awning and you can hear that moving, like, shaking when you hear the footsteps. But there's nobody that lives up there. And the other thing it brings me to why I mention it. And somebody else that mentioned it to me, a family member that doesn't live there, mentioned it as well. Why even bring that up? I don't know. A lot of weird stuff. A lot of connections that I made while I've been living here with my mother, and the weird stuff that's going on. And I feel like a lot of backstabbing as well. Because a lot of people knew certain things that I didn't, considering the identity theft, mail missing. For whatever reason, my phones wants to have access to my phones and my computers. Why? People saying certain information about my financial status, they know something I don't. When you mention stuff like that, it's like, what you know? Again, missing of my attorney documents. Why would anybody want that? Why would anybody want my clothes? Reconstructing certain places that I've been is what is coming to mind to me. Reconstructing things that I've done in my home comes to mind to me. Adult entertainment purposes, car accident purposes. Other things I may not even know because they know before I do. And when you know people that work in certain places, post office, courthouses, access to court documents, access to your health information, because for whatever reason, my information may have been switched with someone else's. Come back around to identity theft. Bank cards, And coming back to where what I was saying about the weird things going on here, it followed me literally, as well as the handlers or whoever they are, supposedly keeping watch on me. I'm really have it literally like dawned on me like the paperwork I was signing. Even the when I moved, the first time I was packing up, I had used a moving company called TikTok. Not quite sure about that company because you have TikTok, the what you call the social media, which I don't have, and then I was I had used TikTok. My mother had contacted them, the moving company. Now the paper that I signed never got a copy. Never able to get a copy. And that brings me to the purpose of that paper or document may have also been for adult entertainment purposes. For them to have access to my all connections. All connections. All connections. The things I hear in the neighborhood, you know how they act towards me in the neighborhood. Fuck you, get out, that type of stuff. But yet harassing me and connecting to the home, underground, whatever they doing, that type of thing. They have ways of, like I said, along the wall there's the base, the old fashioned radiator. They fish, something what I seen on the internet, what they doing in jail. Never been to jail. Never been to jail. Never been arrested for anything. Nothing. Anything. Not saying I'm the best person in the world. Not saying that. But I've never been in jail. Never been arrested. I say that for the purpose of identity theft. Never been on a plane. Never been kicked out of a place. So as far as identity theft, if anybody say I was on a plane, never been inside of an airport. Rented a car from the airport, which is another thing that I have issues with, have concerns about rather. I think my information may have been used for certain reasons. I feel like something fishy with the rental place. I'm not sure. Um, I'm dealing with a lot, and I'm getting a lot of blockage. So this is my way to put stuff out. Or I tried to write. I was writing stuff down. It's repetitive for the most part. Cause this type of thing, when you feel like you've been stabbed in the back, betrayed, is not easy. I don't talk to anyone. I literally stay to myself. But when at one point I just out of the blue certain people contact you, like, what's, it makes you wonder. In hindsight, it makes you wonder. Things that I'm figuring out, they already knew. Okay. And that's the hurting part. That's the hurting part. That's the hurting part. So, I don't know. Uh, when you at the point where you don't trust anyone, who do you call? Who do you call? Hear a lot of fake. Oh, here just trying to help you. Because it's too many layers. Like I said, I'm not the perfect person. I'm not perfect. Never claim to be. I say to myself, for the most part, and not perfect. Not perfect. Not perfect. But what's going on right now? I never, in a million years, never in a million years. They know exactly what I'm. They're using a telepathy thing or whatever device they use that's connected to me to know what I'm thinking, because they even, like when I'm at the stores or something like that, and you thinking something, they indirectly say stuff to you, like your thoughts to yourself, ha ha, that, laughing. In the beginning, that's what I dealt with. Crazy. Wherever I go. Oh, and the scanning. They literally scan. When I was at the scanning part, I might be jumping all over the place, but it's like every time I think about something, I have to say it. The scanning. Um, I would say in 2019, when I was feeling weird and I called my mother to come over. That had to be in maybe October 2019. And I heard something above me, like something rolling. Someone was on the roof or had a device that was inside the roof, and it was following me as I walked. It made me wonder what the heck. I didn't know why. A lot of things are coming to me now. The possibilities of why. Whatever mechanism is in my body that they are tracking me and connecting to me. Bluetooth, I don't, like I said, I had lumbar fusion, and whatever was installed to me to connect me to whatever by word of mouth from the doctors to the lawyers, people in the neighborhood that know the lawyers, all kind of stuff. Is okay. But there was someone scanning me, following me. I've also found some square things under my radiator. At least like 5 of them. I didn't put them there. I believe they were antennas. For some dumb reason, I threw them out. Why I didn't save them, I don't know. I threw them out. It's like one of them things like, what the hell is this? I know somebody ain't trying, and I threw them out instead of holding on to them. You know, like the radio antennas, the square ones, when you get with, I know I had it didn't dawn onto me what it was, or what it may have been until I saw my old antenna from my what you call a shelf system that I had from like so many years ago. So many, like 1990 something. Um, Noticed, and it was like, whoa, that's the antenna. So what was underneath my radiator was antennas, most likely. And in the ceilings, I kinda think they were placed around some little listening devices or cameras, or placed around where I really wouldn't know if they were already there before, or if they were just part of the light fixture, that type of thing. House was wired up. House was wired to the T. The basement, when I moved there, house was wired up to the T. To the T. Didn't understand until now why everything was connected. For all I know, everything could have been connected to my the lights. Well, I do kind of know because when I first moved there, sometimes I would come in and my lights wouldn't come on. They were connected to the what you call it, the garage, which it shouldn't have been, but it was. Um, I dealt with a lot over the 17 years I was there. A lot. Um, it's just weird. I just feel like I'm really like something. Something is off when there's a lot of movement around you, a lot of noise. Cause like I said, I'm being studied. Everyone's being studied. Everybody. But it's like whenever I hit on something, there's a lot of movement, that type of thing, and people passing by in their cars, saying stuff like, this ain't stopping," that kind of stuff. You know, it's never gonna stop. We're gonna keep eating, that kind of stuff. So hmm, the scanning is where I was at. Back to the scanning. Uh, Whenever I'm out, a lot of people come are around. I mean, literally, a lot of people. Is like, find Waldo, but find Stacy. slash trapped in, and they scan with their phone. What they scan, I don't know. For a picture, for what purpose, I don't know. I've been contaminated. You've seen that a lot going around. All of a sudden, syphilis or herpes or whatever. All of the things that's going on is controlled. Everything is controlled. Now that I understand, I'm not a doctor. I'm just experiencing like a lot of other people. A lot of stuff is controlled. A lot of stuff can be fixed. My DNA has been messed with. I've noticed a change in the color of my blood, and the people who moved my things most likely have went through my things. When you hear people, the people, whoever they are, doctors, nurses, that's connected to my room and talking and yelling out stuff, the person, whatever, the communication they have with the doctors, because okay, they know my blood type, and like I said, I've been getting pricked with the lasers and whatever mechanism they're using to prick me through the bed as well. It's I've called the cops and they won't take reports. I went to the police station. They won't take a report. I've even talked to a detective. They won't, nothing. Like I said, I'm being blocked. So with the scanning part, so it's like pretty much the lesson part. The mirroring part, where they're like intimidating me and letting me know that they see everything I see. Even when I was at the hospitals, we all know Big Brother sees everything, but they're connecting to your homes. We know this. Through your phones. We know this. We know this. But as a group, they're hacking. Literally hacking everything. I know it's a global effect. I know it's worldwide. I understand that. But where I'm at, the areas, the areas, when you live in an urban area, mm, mm, mm. But we all most likely a bunch of suckers, licks, or whatever. They run around here talking about they sovereign, welcome to America, all that kind of stuff. We share, all that kind of stuff. The horn blowing, they're signaling, all that kind of stuff. The bird, all that kind of stuff. Shut her up, all that kind of stuff. And that's what I be hearing around here. And whatever that was for me, oh, that's not yours no more. This is it's such and such. We took everything, we give it to such and such. That kind of stuff. We get 10% of your account, whatever, my Google account, what all kind of stuff. And with the DNA, they can cross your DNA with someone else's, which is where I say about the when I come to the Facebook part, the catfishing. They have been catfishing me, which is why I think the big rigada started happening when I reached out because I was being catfished already. I was already being catfished and shown on the dark web or wherever. OnlyFans, who knows? But then they were most likely, like I said, with the stealing of my clothes, underwear, everything, reconstructing it, and probably had people in my home reconstructing whatever I had done in my home with my furniture, um, on my bed. There's a chair I had, a great chair. One day I sat on it, and afterwards I felt like something ain't right. Got an infection. Who knows? When I moved here, I brought the chair with me. The neighbor upstairs, for whatever reason, all of a sudden he needed the chair, and asked my mother, could he use that chair? Could he use the chair? Reconstructing. Whatever it goes on in this house, they see everything. So a lot of people they reconstruct things for monetary purposes, and they'll say, "Oh no, that it wasn't that person, it was me." When it was me that they're actually, reconstructing certain things that I've done. There's a lot of that's going on here. A lot of it. A lot of it. A lot of it. They're using devices like I guess like military people use to read your mind, everything. The brain, um, what you, what do you call the sleep therapy type thing and all that kind of stuff. When your brain waves, all that kind of stuff. I done felt my scalp tingling, fired up. Now I'm natural. I have no chemicals in my hair. They're using all kind of particles to connect through the magnetism thing to connect to my scalp. I felt I had a cavity. I have a cavity. They were using whatever device to move that around my teeth. They can make your gums bleed out of nowhere, 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 out of nowhere. And with they do things where they can implant other thoughts. All of this stuff, I never learned this in school. Never, ever. I knew about conspiracy things like the experiments they would do on black people back in the day with the syphilis and all of that kind of stuff. Pretty much they're bringing that back. They still would not bringing it back. They've always done it. I can't say bringing it back, but we're experiencing it now. They've always been doing that. So, and the home that I was living in, the last name is White, and what I saw on the internet is a man named James. I forgot White, and he was part of the MK Ultra thing, which leads me to why that house may have been wired up, and they can see everything you do, control everything you do, control your thoughts, all that kind of stuff. I've experienced it all. I've experienced it all. And still experiencing it here at my mother's house where I moved to in 2020. I moved here in 2020. There was a person that came in, and they did the same thing with the drilling the holes in the floor. They're ceiling from downstairs. We're on the second. And the weirdness continued with the harassment. Uh, Shining the Wi-Fi signal and the Bluetooth signal. They was trying to make it seem like they was trying to do maybe, I don't know, maybe a reality show. This was in the beginning, which I was like, huh? And I was actually kind of like, okay, because my mom and my aunt and my uncle, they were there, so it was like, okay. It wasn't the case, because if it was, I would have actually communicated with someone by now. Have it. So that wasn't the case. Um, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do when it comes to the intentional blocking you of somewhere? It's like pushing you in a corner to watch you slowly die. That's the way I see it. While they monetize off of you in your life, which is something that's always been done in life, period. But the intentional antagonizing and pretty much playing in your face, that type of thing. And when you have people in higher places that's blocking you from certain things, cable company, phone company, doctors, lawyers, entertainers, whoever, the post office, neighbors. What do you do? What do you do? And the phone calls I'll be making could not, most likely, are not made to who I really want to reach. When there's a network of people, they're capable of making their own network phone calls. Well, you think you're calling someone, but you're calling someone within the network to block you. Okay. Okay. And especially with AI technology, something that's always been out there, but it's just now naming it a different name. Where people use the voice boxes. You think you could be talking to your family, you're not. Or somebody that you know, and you're not. Like I said, they pulled my phone calls, blocked my phone calls. They're most likely rerouting to the person that's doing the identity theft, catfishing. They choosing to have that person continue to catfish as me. Like I said, I've had my phone calls, not no phone calls coming through, and my clothes missing. And to go back to where they using devices to read your brain waves and all that kind of stuff. I was having dreams, sleep, ever since I was little, I've always had dreams of things to come. Don't know who the person could be, but later on, you're like, oh, that's what that dream was about. Most of us have those dreams. Very strong. And my ex landlord would say stuff like, he pretty much knew my dreams. They were like letting me know they knew what I was dreaming. Things that I've never told anyone. So they've been studying me for a long time. Okay? Which the MK Ultra thing, have you thinking things, knowing what you're thinking, all that stuff. That's been going on most likely for years. Knowing everything I was doing. Everything. Of course, because of the cameras. And my landlord, the mother, also once mentioned, you never know where her son may have cameras outside where, located. I've dealt with a lot. Dealt with a lot. When people mention things that you don't bring up, they're trying to tell you something. Me, I noticed I was under. I kind of noticed that I was like in a fog, that kind of thing. When I moved there, weird stuff. You know, it was a certain smell I didn't understand. Didn't understand it was a certain smell. Didn't understand. Pipes. The lifting of the pipe from downstairs to upstairs. Disconnecting the pipe, like to stop the heat from coming through. When I say people mention stuff without you asking, they're letting you know something. When I was always complaining about me, I'm not getting heat, I can literally hear the lifting of the pipe because it was the pipe downstairs was just like one pipe along the wall or whatever when I had the actual radiators. And when I was complaining, the landlord was like, well, it's not like I'm lifting a pipe or anything. I never mentioned lifting a pipe. Okay. Dealt with a lot. Dealt with a a lot. And when it comes to my dreams, nightmares, I mostly had nightmares of things to come. And when I tell you, years before what's going on now, I've already had certain dreams about, like the intrusion of your space. I had that dream years ago before it happened. A lot of people have. People know, for whatever reason, we get the download or signal or whatever you want to call it that something's going to happen in the future. Get ready. I had the dream that I was on a beach and it was a lot of people. They were most likely white, and they were just pretty much like close to me, like but in a invading way. And in the water, there was like white people just rising up from the water in a way to show me that it was going to be a change, a shift. Pandemic, which is going on now, change, new world order, whatever you want to call it, we've experienced it time and time again, over and over, most, since the beginning of time, you know. So that type of thing. To actually be in it like this, and to have people like really, really going against each other like this, things we've already experienced, but to actually experience it in this way is rough. It's tough. It's rough. It's tough. It is tough. Families is not the same. Families are not the same. Connections are not the same. Because this is the time where I've been reflecting. I've always been a loner, but I'm like really, really reflecting on connections I've had with people, whether genuine or not, whether family or not, whether they're family or not. You think about how people react to you when you're around them. And as people, we always want to be, oh, that's my family. We're gonna not always get along, but when you always feel like you're not really wanted around, which is why I'm a loner. That's what I've always realized that. But the experiences as I'm feeling now, when you notice how people look at you, or a certain tone they take with you, or they act towards you, like you the little person, that type of thing, because I'm quiet, that type of thing. So people look at that as okay. Okay. I don't like to be around anybody, family or not. They're always gonna be family, of course, but I just don't. I'm not. When you know people, you know people. When you know their ways, you know their ways. That type of thing. So I stay to myself to avoid not being. I don't want to be like, oh, everything is good when it's, of course you're cordial around people. You're cordial for the most part. But I pretty much stay to myself. People always say, oh, why you don't come around? Why you don't come around? No one comes around me. Oh, you don't answer when I call. That type of stuff. Like I said, what's going on? Everybody's is experiencing it. I know this, but to the experience, and when I say that, the letter I sent to News 12, I had it while I was okay. Let me just go back. While I was typing on my phone, the landlord and his people downstairs, they were following everything I was writing. So they were connecting to my phone at the same time. So that's why say they see everything I see. They were seeing everything I see. So everything I was typing, they used my story that I typed as their own. Maybe switched it around. However, and that's why I say me trying to reach out was being blocked for they can use the same story, which is going on right now. So they can use the story because there's a lot of different ethnicities that are being catered to, different families that are being catered to. Because I'm the outcast, I'm the snitch, or the whistleblower. I'm sorry, the whistleblower, and yeah, I need to be taught a lesson, that type of thing. Because what they most likely did, they directed whenever, because they most likely have connections with the news people, so which are Hispanic, Well, most likely Hispanic because I had Hispanic neighbor. I had different neighbors, different ethnicities, African, Hispanic, and so they made sure I wasn't contacted, and they chose who they wanted to cater to as far as me reaching out for help. Okay, so okay, could be family, could be ex, the landlord himself. Okay, because a whole lot of changes has happened for those that I tried to reach out for help to. Pretty much flipped, and that's another word, another name that's called for me, flipper. And I've been mistaken for someone else. People keep asking me, do I have a twin? I don't have a twin. My mother just had me and my brother who is deceased. I don't have a twin. Therefore, the catfishing comes in. Who's the twin? I don't know. Who's the person that is, they believe, they feel like is me? I don't know. I've had people saying, don't I know you from such and such? No, I don't even know you. Never seen you a day in my life. Like I said, I've had things stolen from me, ID, paperwork, birth certificate. When I moved, things were probably went through. Clothes, money, lottery tickets, electronics, drawers, underwear, towels, coats. When I tell you this is hurting. I did a lot of crying. They were literally laughing at me, like I said, because they can see everything and they communicate with me through the the mics or wherever that's the hidden mics. Contract workers outside, PSCNG, Optimum, for all I know, someone could have had energy bills in my. I don't know. Rented cars in my name. I don't know. Claim stuff in my name. I don't know. Okay. I and when it comes to the moving company that I use, TikTok, like I said, may have been an entertainment company, part of an entertainment company, which may be related to the adult entertainment. I don't know. Something tells me. Because I noticed cars that line up outside, and there was a car that had OnlyFans on it. Mm. And there's a certain person that's connected to me who I think may have had the same therapist as me, that may be one of the stalkers that used to live in a house, my mom's house, and moved out because things they saying is like they tell you stuff that they, you know, like you took our Facebook page, letting me know the catfishing, like it's my fault. So now they're going to, take over my account because I shut down their page that they were catfishing, that they were making money from. It's deep, real deep, real deep. And I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to go. When people tell you good luck, that means don't. Okay. I'm kind of tired. I just had to get certain. I just wanted to record this because it is realizing, realizing what I'm up against. It's not play at all. When you, especially somebody that has PTSD, and reaching out to people is not something that you normally do. And when I once said try to do it, and it ooh, turned around like a ball of fire. Mm, 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 mm. And you know that everybody knows but won't communicate with you. And any, mm-mm. It's like the command is Mm-mm. The boss says, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's what the boss is saying. Who the boss is, I don't know. Some mystery type thing. Am I guilty of certain things? Probably. Yeah, most likely. I ain't no angel. But nobody is. No one is. No one is an angel. And the fact that people felt like me being vegan and literally wanted to destroy my insides for me being vegan is saying you ain't vegan no more. You ain't vegan no more. What the in this business you ain't vegan no more. The nasty things that are being said. We don't want your private part clean. I had cleansed myself from, when I started after being vegan. I actually did a cleanse. I mean, a real cleanse. To the point, now this is when I was depressed. I didn't eat or drink for like 30 days. You know that feeling when your stomach is touching your back? That's when first time I was like, oh, this is what it feels like when your stomach is touching your back. I was on my bed, didn't want to get up. That's how I was done with things, done with life, really. And I didn't want to eat. So my body kind of drained itself. At the same time, I was, vegan and not eating certain things or putting certain things into my body. So I had a real life cleanse with nothing in my system. But other than the fact I was taking pain medication. But other than that, I wasn't eating or drinking or anything. When I finally came to and I started taking my supplements and making my smoothies, trying to get myself back together, which I did. They were noticing the things that again, of course, they could see everything that I was doing to clean my system out. They wanted to damage all the things that I had done to stomach flat, body feeling okay, mind still trying to get itself together. That pandemic hit, they even acted out a situation I had when I was younger of me being assaulted. Had someone act like it was the person that assaulted me to torture me, to literally torture me. I heard them downstairs because the walls then is I don't know what. You can hear a fart from downstairs, upstairs, wherever. You can hear it. So they actually had some people. Now, mind you, these are mental behavior people. So this is all a study to see how I would react to things, I assume. Had somebody when I went downstairs to ask for because they was doing stuff that was like really. So I went and knocked on the door, and the person that opened the door kind of resembled the person that had assaulted me. but it wasn't. When I went upstairs, they played out the scene of the young lady asking him, "Did you do that?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she replied, "Okay, well, you got to go." I'm upstairs having a literal breakdown. And later on, they actually laughed about it. I don't know what kind of study that was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But that's when I realized the fake, oh, we're trying to help you, and that type of thing. Oh, it was around like April Fools, that type of thing. Or as a prank. Mm-mm. That ain't no prank. None of it is. None of it. Not one bit. It now I see. Now I see what it is. Now I see what it is. Mail comes in. They rip up the mail. They redirected the mail. Go to the post office. Ask about the mail. There are things that are probably coming in my name. Coming this, they redirected it to someone else. Financial as well. Or other important stuff. Otherwise, why would you redirect my calls to someone else? My Amazon account. Now I know what it is. Saying stuff like it's tax season. Bringing up everything from my past, from since I was a baby. The guilt trip thing, that kind of stuff. Family information, everything. 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 They can make you feel sick whenever they want to. Part of the study of being remotely studied. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? It's so much. So much. I'm a certain age, so it's like a lot I've dealt with. And it was a time where people were trying to make me feel bad. You know how sometimes people give you compliments? There's always that person that was like, that kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. For men and women, so it's not just women. But that kind of thing when people give you compliments, some people don't like that. They don't like it at all. I've never been that kind of person. Ever. I'm the laid back type of person. You shine, go and shine. Never been the type to be like, they like that person. Why? Mm-mm. If I don't like you, I don't like you. because maybe you don't like me. If you feel a certain way about me, I'll be like, okay, okay. I still, and I'm still the type of person that still try to be nice, and that's okay. Like I said, something just told me to make this video, cause things just ain't right. And whenever I have that inkling, something ain't right, something ain't right. Like I said, I've had premonitions. They've been trying to even block that through the whatever study that they're doing. They're doing that to put the information out there before I put it out there, is what they're doing. That's one of the reasons they're doing it. And that's what they post stuff on the internet, so that if I post it, I'm stealing their stuff, that type of thing. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's deep. Real deep. Real deep. Real deep. Real deep. And this is just not your neighbors, your regular neighbors. No. Like I said, there's nurses, doctors, attorneys, cable, mail people, everybody. The whole city. Fuck it. Forget it. I don't like to curse, but the whole city. It, and the bad part is how everybody, okay, you want to study me so that you can say what I'm saying, but coming from me, you don't want to hear it. Mm, mm, interesting. Very interesting. A lot of things I've experienced. And they literally point out the things that I've experienced when it comes to being mishandled, maybe, by certain people. Blocking me so that they can gain from the experiences I've had because of catfishing. Identity theft. Same thing? Yeah. Like I said, it's deep. Deep. There's a lot of things I most likely can't say because it's deep. Real deep. Okay. Wow. Something ain't right. So if anything happens to me, something ain't right. A lot of people are just dropping. And like I said, things that are controlled. Things are controlled. Things are controlled. Things are controlled. We're living robots. Period. Just period. Everything, a lot of movies that we've seen is letting us know what's really going on. What we think is just fiction. We know this already. I'm just saying it, again, just because that's what I feel. I understand. I understand now. When you experience it, you understand. All the little, what we call magic tricks. There's no magic. There's no magic. No magic. Man-made. Man-controlled. No magic. They want to call it magic. Some things are unexplainable, but is man-controlled. We know that as well. We already know it. I'm just saying it because I've experienced it. I'm experiencing it. I'm experiencing it. Okay. I'm just going to end it right here for now. I most likely will. And they most likely will post this as theirs. Like I said, the phone companies are working with people that I know and pulling my information that I know. I know that. I do know that. I know that. I know that. You know the what you call SIM swapping or whatever. I know that much. I know that. But will I stop? What's next? I don't know. And the FUs and all of that goes back to them as well. Okay. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna end this for now. What's today's date again? July 20th, 2024. What time is it? And while I was at my other, when I was at my, July 20th, 2024, 1:19 p.m. I've been on here for like 2 hours and 8 minutes. I was at before. He had, I believe he connected my, the home phone line. And I heard my voice downstairs. How he connected it, I don't know. He tapped, well, the phone thing was outside, so easily connected and wire it to the inside. The intimidation was real. That was the beginning of this hell that I'm living. Continuously, really, but the beginning part of the hell with him is continuing. So, yeah. I'm end this right here. I'll probably make another video because things ain't right. Especially when people want to claim your life. And they actually said that when I was on my phone and I typed get a life and they yell out your life. Take it seriously. I take it very seriously. I get it. I understand now. I understand. And literally ganged up on me. Big time. Big time. Big time. All right.